After having spent a week down in Angola prison in Louisiana, which is in essence the model prison, I came back to Illinois and had hoped that we could bring that idea to Illinois.
Sheriff Curran asked me if I wanted to go down to Angola prison with him, and I wasn't that keen on it. He said, it's down in Louisiana, it's a big prison, Rick. You'll get a chance to see some interesting things down there. Have you ever been to a prison before? And I said, well, I've been to one of the Illinois prisons. And he said, Rick, this is a prison that is a model for the country. It's a maximum security prison. So he piqued my interest. So I said, yeah, I'll go.
And became the most violent prison in America. A new warden came in the mid-90s, Burl Cain, and he transformed the prison into what became the most peaceful prison in America. Most peaceful in terms of the least number of inmate-on-inmate attacks in the general way that the prison ran. It was a model prison.
So I met the warden, Burl Cain, had a chance to meet several of the chaplains in that facility, including some of the inmate chaplains. It was quite a mind-blowing experience.
So it's really some special stuff is going on in Angola. As the head of gang crimes for the state of Illinois, I can tell you this is factual. The gangs that terrorized the communities of Illinois started in the prison system. Absolute truth. So the absence of any inmate programming, the treating of inmates on a subhuman level had devastating consequences in Illinois.
We were very impressed, especially with some of the programs that help inmates change their lives. Needless to say, my ideas changed. As I talked to these men and learned about what they're doing and they're reestablishing relationships with their children, one of the guys said to me, even a dad that's locked up is better than no dad at all. And my son had no dad, and now he's got a dad. So this was a mind-blowing experience for me and for actually Sheriff Curran. He had some idea what we were getting into. I had no idea what we were getting into. So we were excited when we got back. We wanted to get some of these programs started here at Lake County Jail. And that was the whole purpose of our trip.
As my friend Manny Mill says about Lake County Jail, they do corrections correctly, and I really believe that.
A multitude of programs have been instituted in Lake County Jail under Mark Curran, programs that are producing results.
What it boils down to is, do we want future victims? They're going to be released, we know that. Virtually everyone that's in jail is going to be released at some point in time. So I think that if we truly love and care about the victims, then we're going to make sure that we have a different individual leaving jail or leaving prison than the one that came through those doors.
One thing that I do that you can go to any other county jail and you will not see is every week the inmates know that the chief is going to walk through the pods. I'm going to go to wherever they are. I go and I talk to them and ask them how you doing, what do you need, whatever. And one thing that I'm famous for here with the inmates is, I speak to them or whatever, and I always end my conversation with, I don't want to see you here again.
When you look at this jail and the programs in this jail, you get a pretty good idea of who Mark Curran is. Because the programs that he started here to try and rehabilitate people are just magnificent programs.
He's a very compassionate person. He understands that the inmates that are here in the Lake County Jail will soon be released and become our neighbors.
We also began a program that was called Read to Me. And Read to Me is another program where we try to link parents with their children and try to create and keep a relationship going even while they're incarcerated. So we offer this program to both men and women who are locked up here in our jail. Once a month, they're allowed to pick a book, a brand new storybook for their child, for their small child. We have community volunteers who come in several times a month and record the parent reading that book to the child. It's quite a program. The parents like it, and the kids especially like it.
He not only cares for the staff that works here, I know this, he cares for the officers that work here, and he cares for the people that are inmates here.
If we get these people now while they're here, we give them marketable skills. Example, we have Earmark in here, we have Aviance in here, and we have other contractors. One of the things that we've done is we tell those contractors, if you're in here, if you're working with an inmate, we want to make sure that you're teaching them some skills when they leave out our door, they can use it out there. And so when the inmates leave here, they get a certificate from Earmark saying, I learned retail, it's called retail services something, where they learn how to do inventory, how to stock. which probably would never happen for them outside. Same thing with ambiance, working down in the kitchen, food prep certificate. Learn how to clean utensils, learn how to prepare food for the chef or the cook or whoever. Stuff that they would not do out there. So by us implementing these programs in here, it's gonna save the taxpayers money out there, because these people will become productive members of our society. Because whether you like it or not, eventually they're gonna be released, whether it's from the county jail or the Department of Corrections.
We began working with the Awana, who had started the Malachi Dad's Fatherhood Project down in Angola, and so we became the first jail that Lyndon from Awana worked with us to help create a Malachi Dad's Fatherhood Project here in our jail.
We have approximately 22 volunteers from the outside that come into the Lake County Jail and develop a relationship with the men and women here in the Lake County Jail. And through the building of this relationship, it helps them reacclimate themselves into society once they leave the jail.
What really shocked me about Sheriff Curran is that he came in not only to see his staff, but to see how the inmates were and how they were behaving. He was not afraid to walk into a housing unit and talk to them. He impressed me with his ability to listen to what they had to say, and just to sit down at a table and talk with them. And that sends a very powerful message to these inmates, that this man is the sheriff, but he thinks enough about me to sit down and talk to me.
Most of the time, if you see me walking down the street, you'll hear people yell, "Chief! Chief, I'm out, Chief." And, I'm like, good, don't want to see, because they know my line. Don't want to see you here again. And they're like, "I'm doing good, I got a job." And I ask them, "Are you coming back?" No, Chief, I'm not coming back." Good, I've done my job. Some of them do come back, but they know the love that they've felt here. They know that they've had an opportunity. The sheriff, he comes to the jail. He'll walk through the jail and talk to the inmates too. And it kind of freaks people out because it's never been done before.
We are all connected. Humanity connects all of us. And they don't want to hurt people in the future. They want to be a different human being. And they'll take the skills that they learn, the skills that we teach through all the programming, as well as the different mind and the different heart. And the hope is that they walk a different path when they leave the prison.